Alright guys, welcome back to the Regal Gentleman Studio, and today we've got Hussain in the chair. How you doing, man?
Nice to meet you, Dan. I'm doing alright, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, nice to meet you too. So what's the plan? What we do?
So today, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to need you to give me a lot of advice. So as you can see, my hair is decently long, and I've had always in the past, I've quite had struggles with like trying to pick what haircut I really want. I've gone through a lot of haircuts in the past. I've got some pictures I'll show you in a minute. But today I kind of need you to like kind of guide me on what you think is going to suit me best. I have some pictures of kind of what I want to base it off, but I'm going to need your advice as well.
That's fine, mate. Yeah, well, let's see what you're thinking then. Let's see what your ideas are.
And I'm kind of thinking around something like this. I'm kind of not sure. Kind of like a messy slick back, but at the same time, like I had a previous style which was a much shorter. It's quite a lot different. But I kind of also, I don't know, I'm thinking that also might suit me.
If we start on that one there, the longer one, what is it you like about that one?
It's just like, I kind of like the brush back style anyways.
Yeah.
Like kind of like the flowy style.
Okay.
That's pretty much it. And it's obviously not too much because at the moment, it's a lot of maintenance. Every time I want to style my hair, it takes so long before I leave. And it's got a lot of weight to it, as you can see, like it's just very long. So.
And do you think that guy spent a couple of minutes on his hair?
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon so.
You don't think he spent long on his hair?
Well, I reckon he spent a good 10 minutes at least.
At least?
Yeah,
at least. Okay, so you're saying it's taking you ages to style your hair right now, right? That looks like, I don't know if this is still from a movie, a still from, or a modelling shot, but that's probably had someone do his hair like that, right? That looks too styled. That looks too perfect to me. That doesn't look like he's done it himself. Right, we've got to have an expectation, right? We can't cut it like that and then expect it to not take as long as his did. It's probably going to take less time, but you're still going to have to put a lot of effort in to get that same shape. And I'm not trying to put you off. I'm just trying to tell you what's going to, I don't want you to walk out of here with it looking perfect and then you get home tomorrow and be like, okay, what do I do?
No, I understand,
you know what I mean?
understand.
So what about the next one, the one you showed me next?
So that was that one. This one, without obviously like the haircut on the side. This one's obviously a bit shorter on the side, longer on the middle, longer through the middle, but I'm not too sure how it would suit my head shape because I've never really had a hairstyle like that, like a little brush back at the top where it's longer.
Because you've got one side shaved there, isn't it? I think that must be a tattoo.
Easy.
Okay. And then show me your one, the one that you like to look off of yourself.
It was this one. So let me just put it right.
Have a look. Okay.
So it was kind of like I had a taper. Okay. And then it was just like pretty around. Yeah. About here, eyebrow length, just above eyebrow length. Okay. Then, I just like the way it kind of. I feel like it suits my face a little bit better than my current hairstyle. Yeah, that's pretty much why. Yeah. And it was low maintenance as well, fairly low maintenance. Like I'll get out of bed, have a little shower, dry hair, and then pretty much that was pretty much it. I would probably say while you've got the length in your hair, I would go for the one that is the first one you show me. Yeah, just because you've got the length in your hair. And I feel like when you've got three completely different looks, it's gonna be hard to pick, right? One of us is gonna have to make that decision. You've got to do it ultimately. I can only guide you in the way that I think works, but I feel like that would be a better one to go for because I feel like we could cut it short enough to create volume in your hair. Because all them styles there you see are all quite short on the top. They're surprisingly short on top considering how long they all look down the bottom. So when you look at that, you think medium length hairstyle, you know, that's what you see. But the top, it's kind of cut like a triangle. It's quite short, right? And I feel like that would probably be a better one to try now to see if we can build that volume and see what your hair does when it goes short without going short like that with a taper. Definitely right.
That's all I'm thinking of.
Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Yeah. I want you to be able to style your hair well, okay? Because there's no point in me giving you a nice haircut if you can't do it yourself. It doesn't look the same then. So I think if I can try and show you ways to try and build that volume up in your hair without having to use a brush, I think that would probably benefit you because it's literally just blasting it different ways to build the volume. So the cut is about, 60-70% of the style, right? The rest of it is the dressing of it. So if we get the cut right, get it suiting you in your face shape, then we show you how to style it. It's kind of it's easy then. Well, let's give it a shampoo condition and then we'll get started, mate. All right. Yeah. Cool. Right, guys. So shampooed and conditioned Hussain's hair. Now I'm gonna section this off on a horseshoe just to be able to focus on the back and side. I want to try and build up the weight. So think about this hairstyle that we're going for, right? It's a kind of medium. Well, yeah, it's medium short, I'd say. And then obviously the main thing is about the movement in there, trying to work with that kind of natural movement that I'm hoping Hussain still has. I'm hoping it's just because his hair's so long and heavy, that's why he's lost it. So if we can try and work with that, that'd be great. But the main thing is about the shape. So he's growing his hair out. He's got a good amount of length in there. You've got a good over half a year growth, right? So it's a good amount of length. So what we want to try and do is capitalize on that and give him a style that's going to give him more volume, give him more shape, work with the flow. And then that way you're down then to decide how you want that to finish. Do you know what I mean? Like you can grow this out a bit more if you want to. see if you like it being a bit longer, especially when it's been cut into the shape as well. It grows out nicely as well. That's another key thing. It grows out nicely.
That's why I kind of like never really got a haircut, to be honest, because I kind of like the way it was growing out.
Yeah.
And then I just stuck with it. Just like I
kind of like nice,
a brush back. And when I did use the pomade in my hair, it did like make my ends curly. So like, when I styled my hair, it was kind of like curly on the sides.
Yeah.
So it looked right, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Right, well, let's cut it into that shape then. Okay, I'm probably going to cut it to about here. Right. So it comes over the ears, it dries off about there. That's about the same length as the picture. All right, and then we can get the top shorter so we can create that fullness in there. All right, man?
Sounds good.
So what have you liked about having like longer hair then? What have you enjoyed about it?
I've genuinely, I think it looks a little bit, I can't really say, but like preference-wise, I think I prefer like the longer hair look, and it's a bit more professional. I'm a teacher now as well, so I'm in a different,
cool.
I'm in a different field as, obviously I was in uni back then when I took that picture.
Oh, okay.
So obviously I think in the field that I'm in as well, having a bit more of a professional look, and it makes me look a bit more mature as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I kind of just stuck with having the brush back, but then.
So you teach it in a school?
Yeah.
Yeah. What ages?
I'm doing like year 5, like primary school.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So,
nice. Oh, that's cool, mate. That's cool. Are you enjoying it though? Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoy it, to be honest. It's quite fulfilling in a sense. It's teaching kids and stuff and making sure like they learn the proper way. How long have you been cutting hair for?
How old are you?
I'm turning 22 next week.
Longer than you've been alive.
Right.
Which is really horrendous to say.
Wow. That is a lot. Is it always been your passion?
When I started doing Saturdays, and from the back of doing Saturdays, I got offered the apprenticeship, and I did just enjoy it, mate. It was sociable, it was fun, it was creative, and the main thing was that I didn't have a job when I left school.
Right.
So I got a job when I left school, you know, and this was what the job I got offered. So it was kind of it was a blessing really in a way. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's a job that, like, you know, I've been very lucky, man. I've travelled the world and I've met some really cool people along the way. You know, I've done a load of things that I never thought I would do just from this job. So, you know, it's kind of good. It's been good.
Who would you say like the best famous person you met is?
I don't want to talk about famous people on the camera, mate. To be honest, it just sounds like you're boasting. So. I've met a few people. I don't really normally mention the people.
What about like country-wise then?
Country-wise, best place I've visited or something? Yeah. I would say my favourite place that I've been to with the job, Montauk in America. Is it the Hamptons? That was just insane.
What was that like?
Just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Venice was cool. Went there for the film festival with a client. That was really cool. Had some fun memories on that one. Monaco's always good. Monte Carlo, that's good fun. Been to Saudi Arabia a few times. Before it was like Saudi Arabia, you know? For what it is now, boxing and all that. It's like, you know, you start working with a musician or an actor or something like that, and then you end up sitting in the living room having dinner with them just one-on-one. That's the weirdest thing, because like, you know, I'd grown up watching some of these people on TV and film and stuff, so then when you're sitting there having a pizza with them and you're like, this is insane, like this, especially like coming like, not saying like I grew up in poverty or anything, but you know, where we grew up, it was very working class. It's not a place that you'd expect to end up, you know, from to, you know what I mean, in a sense, like, so it was, it's mad. It's an amazing experience though, man. Like, it's all, I just put them all down to experiences, like, you know what I mean? Stuff you can talk about, you can tell the kids, you know, my kids love it all.
They'll definitely love it.
They love all that, mate. They love all that. Yeah.
So you're Scouse as well. So are you a Liverpool fan?
Am I? Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, there we go. Because I'm one as well. So
there's no other club in Liverpool.
You can't pick any other club. Yeah, there is no other club in Liverpool.
Well, there's Tranmere, but you know we don't talk about Tranmere. So. But yeah, no, I'm a red man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good because obviously I'm a Liverpool fan myself.
Of course you are.
How are you liking life on the Honest Lot?
It's good, mate. It's been good fun. Top of the league.
What do you think about
when this comes out, we might still be top of the league.
Yeah,
unless Liam holds it back and waits for his beloved club to go top of the league, maybe. I don't know.
What team does Liam support?
Have a guess.
Arsenal.
Gooners, mate. So on the edges now, I'm going to cut the perimeter in. So keeping some length over the ears, because we still need it to kind of sit. As this dries, we want this to kind of frame the perimeter. So when I say the perimeter, I mean the hairline. So you want it to frame that. So I'm kind of working from the sides down into the back. So I'm using the guide from the sides to still frame through the back. So we still want to keep length at the bottom because we want it to make it look longer. So if you look at them haircuts, they're almost like really short at the top and they get longer as they go down. That's what that shape is, right? So we need to kind of follow the same sort of rule of thumb really in that. Otherwise, it's just not going to look like the picture. And then through the middle, I'm going to take that nice and short down the bottom here, because we want that to flick out more at the edges. That's what I want to happen. I want it to flick out here and go a bit closer up here. So I think that will sit just on the collar, which will, again, similar to that picture, will work quite well. Again, following my guide that I cut before. When we get to our guide here, we take that down there, pull that out of the way, like that. And then we pull this over, bring our fingers round until our guide touches that bit there. Angle the fingers you want to cut it at, and work up to the guide, like that. And cut to match on the bottom. So we're getting more flicks out here, which is going to work nicely, and then a bit shorter through the middle, which again will give longevity, a bit more balance to the finish, and hopefully look a bit more like the picture. So what I'm going to do now is, with the razor, I'm going to create some more texture. So we need to use this razor now to create that flow, because if you can see the weight in there still. So slide through this section. You can see there's the hair coming out, right? That's what we'll bring it out. So then when we put the product on to add volume and movement and everything else, it's got something to work with. So if we keep all the layers as they are now, yeah, there's a bit of texture, there's a bit of direction, there's a little bit of separation and stuff, but this is just going to give that, all them shorter hairs, it's going to attach to that, and then the heat's going to help the shorter hair volume get more voluminous. So if you've probably saw some of the other videos where I'm working on these kind of styles, you know, it's starting being quite chunky with the razor, but this time around I'm just being very light, just literally breaking off.
I've never really had anyone that use this technique on my head. So,
really?
Yeah. What does it do?
The point of using the razor is just kind of what I was saying a minute ago, where you using the razor to cut shorter bits into the hair, to break it up, to make it move about, but also when you come to blow dry, when there's all different lengths in the hair, when you're putting heat on it, the short hair reacts differently to the long hair, and it'll just push the longer hair out.
Right.
So again, when we're looking for volume, we need volume for this look. That will give it, the shorter hair will give that bit more volume.
It'll give it a bit flow.
Yeah, essentially on flow and movement and everything like that. So all we need to do is just trim this down a touch, just so it looks a bit neater. You don't want to go all out and create like a taper or something. It doesn't look like that guy's got a taper on the sideburn, so we don't want to add too much into this haircut. It's going to take it away from the other haircut. A lot of hair there that isn't doing anything, so we really need to kind of take that away. Just taking away the kind of unruly bit just through there. Just taper it out. Take a section right down the centre, like so. Centre. See where that fringe wants to grow that way. So yeah, you know, we flip it over the other side for natural volume. So, starting from the front, come on this angle here now. So we comb the sides down, we bring this back to our first section here, right? Just past the recession. And then we use that guide there at the top, just there, take that length away. That looks like loads. Because we've got so much length everywhere else, this top kind of disguises itself into still be looking long. So it creates length at the sides and the nape. That's the only way you're going to get that same volume in that picture, because it is quite short at the top. Across the crown, like this, right across the crown like that. This back to that section. Same angle as before. There we go, same angle. There we go. Just like that. Wave that across. it pretty much matches. Putting that little bit there. But think of that picture, quite short front, right? So put that there. Make sure we haven't got that little point there. Take that out just to make sure everything balances. Last but not least, cut in the fringe. I'm going to pull this out. And I'm going to pull this over because I don't want the fringe to collapse too much. Like that. Bring it into the sides. Get that connection into the sides there as well. Graduate, and we get that graduation into the sides there. That little one there. Keeping a little bit of length. Lift that up. Get a bit of razor from the mid-length up to the ends. This will help when it comes to drying off. Again, the short hair makes that longer hair stand up. There we go. You see how much more volume there is in your hair?
So much more than before.
So much more before, isn't there? And you've still got length in your hair. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start drying this off now, okay? And then I want to build up a bit more volume and a bit more fullness in your hair, right? So this is going to start with adding the volume. I want to add something that's going to give you a little bit more, okay? Because I want to try and like, mimic the sort of thickness of that model's hair as well. Now, when you've got slightly finer hair and you want a style that's a lot thicker, you have to layer the products in, okay? And then use the heat. So you do, right? Then, with the hairdryer and the nozzle, we've got high speed, high heat, and we blast everything from one side to the other, like this, okay? Ready? We're going to dry everything up with our fingers, like that. And we go all the way up. And what we do, we come backwards. Back and then down. On the top we go from right to left. So that feels dry a bit. And we go from this way over this way. You see how much flatter that goes straight away, right? We go again. We start from this side now. We start to blow it. Go from left to right. And we go backwards. Lower the speed and finish with cold air. Right, and then what you end up with is a much thicker looking.
I'm actually shocked of how much volume is coming out.
Yeah, man. But look how healthy and shiny it looks.
Wow.
See? So you've got that as close to that picture as I could. It's almost a bit between the Zayn and the other one, really, because your hair type probably more like Zayn's than the guy in the picture. So you've kind of got that. You could probably have that slick back finish with it like being like that, a bit like Zayn's if you wanted to. But I'd probably go for something a bit more like that, a bit more volume, kind of brushing over a little bit from the front, and then just working with that flow around the edges. But that's essentially what you get by just a bit of a cocktail of the two. So that stops it from burning.
Right.
That gives it the thickness and the fullness. Right. And as you can see, it's not dropping because you're drying it in. Right? It's not dropping. It's very bouncy. Right?
So much volume is coming out of my hair.
Yeah, man.
It's so flat before.
But yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, even though it looks like you've lost a lot of length, because the layering, it still looks long. So if you look there, you've got all that shape and movement sitting there still, right? Even through there, you've got the same length and shape that guy had in the photo, but it's like it's still got that length around the very perimeter. So the length down the bottom here, length on the sides, but then it gets a bit shorter at the top, and that's what creates that really lovely flow and texture throughout the whole head. And then all we do is finish off with some hairspray, right? Just to give that little bit more hold in the volume, okay? And you just, with hairspray, you don't do this. You just spray it in little bursts, okay? Just like that. Just to add that little bit of extra hold that you need to create that finish.
Perfect.
What's the difference in your face shape the minute you get volume in it? It is,
It's crazy. I'm literally, because it was just sitting so flat at the top. And now it's completely different, so
yeah, exactly.
very happy.
Looks good, doesn't it?
That's very good.
Better than that picture that we were going to go for.
Definitely.
It was really slick. Yeah, 100%, mate. But yeah, again, just try and just try and keep on top of that blow dry. It'll look good every day if you can. You might have bad hair days, as we all do, but you'll have more good than bad if you can try and learn to that blow drying technique. Promise you. Right, man.
Perfect. Yeah, appreciate it, Dan, mate.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. No, I tried, mate. I tried. Thanks, bud. Because you're a Liverpool fan, that's why, mate. Took a little bit of extra time on for you there, mate.